Hey guys, Bubba here. Hey, I've got a little different topic tonight I want to talk with you guys about. Parents and grandparents, I have a question for you. Are you okay with the normalizing of sexual contact with children? I know I'm not, but minor attracted persons are getting more and more media attention. And these are the most vilified creatures in our culture for a reason. But why do we vilify these creatures so much, you might ask? Because there are kids. Neither a child nor a parent wants to have to go through this to have to deal with a pedophile or a minor attracted person to their child. Yet this is becoming more the norm. The days of lot are here.
Before I discuss this first topic of the day, I just want to give parents a warning that the next few minutes of conversation is of an adult nature, and you might want to remove your children from the room if you feel that would be appropriate for you. Now, I want to bring your attention to a clip that I came across online this week, which has now been watched almost 2.5 million times. And although it could be dismissed as a one-off from just one woman, I just can't help but suspect that it is a signpost to potentially horrific social change of which we just need to be aware. It features a sex therapist who works for the Keystone State of Pennsylvania in America, which describes itself as proudly founded in 1681 as a place of tolerance and freedom. Now, don't get me wrong, tolerance, coexisting with people who are causing no harm but are not like us, is good. Freedom, if we mean being the architects of our own destiny as far as possible, that is also, of course, good. But I fear that the clip I'm about to show you might be the start of an insidious creep towards the normalizing of sexual contact with children. Have a listen.
Folks, my name is Miranda. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a licensed professional counselor and sex therapist in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I want to talk about minor attracted persons. And I want to talk about minor attracted persons because they are probably the most vilified population of folks in our culture.
There's a reason for that. Now, when this lady talks about minor attracted persons, what she means is paedophiles. The Latin derivation of that word, of course, is phil, to love, and pede, child. But, of course, as we know, there is no love involved in the damaging behaviours which we quite rightly deem criminal. She goes on.
Most folks are making incorrect assumptions about them without actually knowing much about them. And those assumptions create harm for an already marginalized population.
You see, it's one thing to argue that abusers require help. They do. You will never hear me advocating castration or public floggings. Remember, abusers are commonly former victims themselves. But there is a difference between arguing for understanding and a system which manages or contains these people and blaming others for judging them or trying to make us feel guilty for rejecting, in the harshest terms, such horrific acts.
We are all people first with many different facets or parts of ourselves, and this includes folks who are attracted to minors.
Do you see? Do you see where this is going? You may think a minor attracted person is wrong because they are not the same as you, but everyone has rights. There's no such thing as good or bad anymore, just a murky moral relativity in which you don't have a right to judge someone who is different to you. Funnily enough, I think we need a very clear, firm line in the sand when it comes to the sexual interference of children. Successful civilizations are built upon the protection of the next generation. A society which does not pride itself on keeping kids happy and safe is one which is heading for annihilation. Sexual assault, unwanted, coercive, or forceful contact of any form is the most effective way of psychologically damaging a young person in both the long and the short term. Some survivors will cope better than others, but a full recovery from such violations is rare.
Let's talk about what a minor attracted person is or who they are. This term simply means that the person has an enduring sexual or romantic attraction to minors. They've not chosen this attraction, just as the rest of us have not chosen whatever our attraction is. You don't get to choose to be heterosexual or to be gay or whatever you are.
So there she's trying to humanize paedophiles. And in some ways, That is okay. Like, truly understanding what drives people to act so abnormally is critical if we want to stop future crimes. But aligning a criminal act with normal sexual preferences is potentially very dangerous. She makes no effort to illuminate the abnormality of paedophilia. She makes no mention that it is most commonly the result of learned behaviours, a pathological, psychological disorder, which people like this therapist are apparently seeking to normalise. And this is from TikTok, a social media platform owned by the Chinese government and aimed at children. Imagine your daughter or granddaughter experiencing unwanted molestation from an adult and just wondering if she should bring this to someone's attention. Over 90% of child victims know their offender, with almost half of them being a family member. But suddenly, this poor child wonders whether she should complain. Maybe this is okay. Maybe this is just like being gay or straight. Maybe she doesn't want to be judged for making a fuss. I don't know. Maybe there are people hoping that by the time the guest list to the Epstein-Maxwell parties is released, we'll have all bought into the idea that paedophiles are simply minor-attracted people who deserve our understanding. So all I'm saying is, let us just be awake to this phenomenon, shall we? And keep talking to our children about what's right and what is very, very wrong.
Take it for what it is, guys, but I really like that gal and what she said there at GB News. It is very, very, very wrong. Guys, this totally reminds me of the times we are living in right now. I mean, look at this video and everything that I've even just shown. This is just thrown together just because this hit me out of nowhere. It's just like, guys, this is getting nuts. The days of Lot. But you know, when the two angels came to Sodom in the evening there at the gate of Sodom, and Lot and his wife and stuff had made the two angels dinner because they were going to take Lot and his family out of Sodom and Gomorrah. You know, before they had gone to bed, all the men from every part of the city of Sodom, both young and old, young Hebrew Nahar means boy, lad, youth, child, surrounded the house. There was pedophilia. Men were wanting to do other men and children, boys, whatnot, and have the two angels come out so they could share in this debauchery and other people would watch. This is one of the reasons that God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. And just watching that video last night about the sulfur balls that have been found over there, that is truly fascinating. If you guys get a chance, check that out. These sulfur balls that are left below really are really cool and really fascinating. But guys, that's going to be nothing compared to the 21 judgments that come upon the earth for 7 years straight nonstop. Guys, you want to go where we go. Don't be left below.